defeats between the two fighters, people. Yeah. Once again, 24 defeats between the two fighters going up against ESPN's Guillermo Rigondeaux and Vasily Lomachenko. And you sit here and this guy has the nerve to sit here and say that he has the all-action fight? Are you fucking kidding me? Listen, what Bob Arum said, Nelson proved in one statement. Bob Arum said this guy thinks he knows it all. This dude comes out here and literally tries to feed to the fans that his Roman versus Salido is an all-action fight over a Rigondeaux Vasily Lomachenko. You're an idiot. You are an idiot. You won't even get 200,000 views that night. Mark my words. The Mexicans will not be watching Roman versus Salido. These are two fighters that are way past their prime. Lee, this deserves a Telemundo at 11 p.m. at night telecast, not HBO. Nelson, Peter Nelson. I don't like giving his name a lot of slack. It's time to cut this guy. This guy is no good for HBO, and I say that because they're either going to cut ties with him or they're cutting boxing. I don't think they are, Lee, but I don't like the path that HBO is on right now.
No, they're already done with that path. I mean, I haven't seen a decent fight yet. I don't think he knows anything about boxing. I think in his mind he knows about boxing. He's got First of all, I'm going to say this, and don't anybody take offense to this from either of these organizations. Main Events, right? Kathy Duva, Lou DiBella Entertainment. They're second-rate promoters.
Golden Boy.
If you're not running with Golden Boy, if you're not running with Top Rank, or you're not running with the PBC, you're getting second and third tier fighters. That's it. That's all there is to it. There's nothing further to discuss. Look, if Golden Boy's not willing to slide in position and take over HBO, that'll tell you that HBO is messed up.
And Golden Boy don't have anyone though. Lee, they have Saul Alvarez as a household name and not another name beyond that. I don't even know if Golden Boy could hold a legit pay-per-view card on its own right now.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what they're talking about, Saul Alvarez and where I'm going to skip one, but it's relevant. They're talking about bringing Chocolito back as the main event for Canelo Triple G2. People, that's not Golden Boy. That's Golden Boy looking for K2 to save them on a co-main event. Where's Oscar's co-main event? I've told you, it's time to get Joseph Diaz. He's a fighter that's been floating undefeated in the featherweights for way too long now. Gary Russell wants that fight, Oscar. Give him that fight. You came out and was willing to give Mikey Garcia everything in the Jorge Linares sweepstakes. Well, get the fight done with Joseph Diaz and Gary Russell because he needs something to start happening. Lee, me and you, we talk about Linares all the time. Me and you both know Linares is not in America, not a household name that would carry a co-main event. He's just not. If he had an opponent that could be, well, then maybe yes. If he's unifying or something that night, then maybe yes, a co-main event. But by himself, no. Joseph Diaz is undefeated. He has a decent fan base in the Mexican Americans. It's time to start getting him up there. Oscar needs more help.
Floyd Mayweather inks a deal to be a character in a new poker game. Los Angeles, California. One Entertainment announces a deal to sign between Playtrex, the leading developer of next-generation social casino games, and Hero Digital with Floyd Mayweather. As soon as I saw Wild Poker, I knew I wanted to become a part of it, said Mayweather. I'm constantly asked to put my name on stuff, but Wild Poker is different. Yeah, they paid you enough, asshole. You're such an asshole. He's such an asshole. People ask me to put... Yeah, they don't offer you enough money, asshole. You're sitting next to a chimpanzee. Are you fucking kidding me? I get paid... Why don't they just call this what it is? I got paid several $1 million to use my image and likeness playing poker with a giraffe, a shark, and a monkey. Fucking asshole. Floyd.
The chat room should be live whenever there's a Floyd Mayweather emoji on the table.
Everybody
correct?
Will want to be that emoji anyway.
Yeah, everyone, or they're going to be saying, I can already see your character by who you picked, right? And then they'll respond with, shut up, bitch. Then it's going to explode. There you go.
Steve Kim.
Women poker players around the world, Lee. Go ahead.
Steve Kim making an appearance on the show, writing an article, which rarely happens. Steve Kim, you can find this anywhere. Aram, Terrence Crawford will... Look, I like Steve Kim because he actually gets the story and he talks to everybody. Steve Kim. As part of their deal with ESPN, the founder of Top Rank Boxing, Bob Arum, promised the boxers will be kept more attractive, or at least fighting more than twice a year. Terrence Bud Crawford, who is one of the crown jewels of the Top Rank stable. Crawford is in a different category, Arum explains. His next fight will be against the winner of the Horn-Cochran fight. That's all he's got?
Yeah, it looks like they're moving on from Manny, Lee. Terrence Crawford will be going to the welterweight division, taking on Jeff Horn for his first. I have no confidence at all that Cochran will be going to. If Manny Pacquiao doesn't beat Horn in Australia, Lee, this other guy, what's his name, Cochran, something. Yeah, there's no hope for Gary. No. And he's been knocked out once in his career already. 17-1 with 7 knockouts, meaning he doesn't have a lot of power.
I literally think Aram's hoping that there's a rub on Horn for that win. I think he thinks he has a big champion.
Well, what he at 17-0-11, a win over Manny Pacquiao. If this fight on ESPN draws another 1.5 to 3,
If it gets 1 million.
1.5 to 3. You got to remember, right now, him and Manny did the largest number ESPN's seen since the 90s. He's got to bring a percentage of that back, and then they'll have a legit star. If they don't, this is totally A-side Terrence Crawford to go to Australia and get that title and bring it back to America. It might not be. I'm telling you right now, it might be a 50-50 fight if this kid does 1.5 to 3 million views in America and 50,000, 40,000 seats in Australia. Terrence Crawford better be nervous because there's going to be a lot of power in Australia looking for him to keep that title over there so the money doesn't stop flowing. The potential rematch with Manny Pacquiao would be hotter than ever, too, in Australia if he was to defeat Terrence Crawford. And that's before the rematch with Terrence Crawford, Lee. The rematch with Pacquiao, way more attractive to Australia than actual Terrence Crawford bout is right now.
There you go. Chocolatito to return in April or May, possibly on Canelo Triple G Part 2.
Trying to save him.
The return of Nicaraguan superstar Roman Chocolatito Gonzalez may take place in April or May of 2018, according to Tom Loeffler of K2. Loeffler does not rule out the possibility of him being on the next Triple G Canelo fight, if it actually happens. During his visit to Mexico, Loeffler also said the remaining details are nearly complete to formally announce the anticipated card. Called Superfly 2. They are working undercard details right now. All right.
Yeah.
I don't care about Chocolatito. I mean, I'm sure you think it's newsworthy. And those of you listening, if you ever thought that Chocolatito was special, you're an idiot. He got to ride on the coattails of Triple G.
Triple G, that's right.
That's all it ever was. And somehow this guy magically got into the top 10 pound for pound, which is even more unbelievable. Ugh. Let's talk about Manny Pacquiao.
Next story.
Pacquiao fed up with politics. Roach hopes he stops boxing. 8-division world champion Manny Pacquiao admits that he's fed up with the politics and repeatedly considered quitting his job as senator in the Philippines. I feel dismayed and discouraged. I want to let go because I'm not used to politicking. Pacquiao told the Philippine Star earlier this week, I discovered that in politics...
That was very good.
You wouldn't know what's real or not. Politics have many faces. He said, adding, I think somebody wrote this for him. This is way too many words for Manny Pacquiao.
Well, I'm telling you right... Yeah,
what's important to me is someone who's true and sincere and believes in God. If Jinky says so, I won't do it. I think it's a good time to retire, said Roach. Wait.
Will you stop, please?
You already understood when I was doing the Roach impersonation. Yes. I think it's a good time for him to retire right now, Roach said. I kind of wish Manny Pacquiao would follow Miguel Cotto's lead and retire also. Being a professional boxer and a senator at the same time is very difficult. He still wants a couple more fights. He's doing a good job as a senator right now, but not as a boxer. Okay.
I want to get into Cotto, but let me stay with the Manny.
Okay.
Listen, it don't make him millions, the politics, people. He's not going to be the president. That was always a dream. There was politicians ahead of him that were using his fame to get their own seats. And they were giving Manny these little titles while they were working their own selves up the chain. As soon as Manny's power went away, they're not accepting his calls anymore. He doesn't like calling.
Which takes us to the next story, which
Wait a minute.
All right.
Oh, yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yes.
Manny Pacquiao hinting that he wants Conor McGregor. Now, this is a fight that makes sense. Look, I don't think that Conor McGregor has a shot for anybody listening. He's not going to get his much. Manny Pacquiao has expressed interest in fighting Conor McGregor. It went on to read that there was a caption in a tweet that went out. Happy Thanksgiving at Notorious MMA. Stay fit, my friend. Real boxing match. Hashtag 2018. All right, that sounds like real Manny Pacquiao because he doesn't understand how fucking hashtags work or anything in general, and he's pretty clueless. I'm surprised he didn't include. He should have said, "Hey, Notorious MMA, don't you hate fags as much as I do?" I mean, that would have been probably more key, but I digress.
Hey, Lee.
Yeah.
The De La Hoya fight was intriguing because I really thought McGregor had a shot against De La Hoya. Listen to me. Hold on now. Oh, you're talking to a guy who loves boxing, bro.
Dude,
listen
that
to
was,
me. Oscar's had back his...
If it would have happened... Here's the only reason it was interesting. It makes Oscar look like such a hypocrite.
Bullshit. First off, Lee, it was a lie. I told all of you guys that from the beginning. And I'm going to tell you why.
Trying to get people on that live broadcast.
I know for a fact that De La Hoya tried to make numerous comebacks to do a going-away party, just like Chavez Sr. did with Top Rank. Chavez Sr. got off at least, 4 to 6 fights on his farewell tour, making money everywhere. Him and Chavez Jr. were selling out 20,000-seat arenas, fighting nobodies. Mm-hmm. De La Hoya tried that numerous times and failed every single comeback because of a back issue. He cannot train. I know that. That is the only reason why I say, if I was Conor McGregor in the UFC, I would have been all over that shit. I would have been demanding that fight because I don't think Oscar could have really stepped in the ring. And if he did, it was to get paid. So that's why I had Oscar a slight underdog in that fight. With the Manny Pacquiao situation, if I'm McGregor in the UFC again, I'm looking at this because Conor McGregor would have an opportunity to go 10 rounds with Floyd, do something a lot of people didn't think he was going to do, and then turn it around and possibly go the distance with Manny Pacquiao. And I'll tell you why. Conor McGregor is a lot bigger than Manny Pacquiao, and Pacquiao has always had hard times with the guys that were bigger than him talking power. Remember, when he goes to welterweights, he really stopped knocking people out. Hello? Look up his record, you guys. Conor McGregor is a big 154. He looked bigger than Floyd. What do you think he's going to look like against Manny? So Manny's going to box. If Conor McGregor can keep his jab, his bigger frame body, and keep that jab on Manny Pacquiao, I'm not talking combos, I'm talking stopping his offense with shores. He has a chance to go the distance. Yeah, he probably loses on points, probably get tattooed a lot like Manny's done to almost all of his opponents with the little flash punches. But he has a distance of going 12, and that will further his career in boxing, which would further the profit the UFC has in this sport. This would hurt boxing tremendously if Conor McGregor came here in his first 2 fights, goes 10 rounds with Floyd, and the distance with Manny. I'm looking at this fight, Lee.
Why?
I just told you don't listen.
No,
I
listen, but dude, he's not. This is all a lie. It's not happening.
Hey, people, listen. I don't know if Manny and Top Rank are on the same page anymore. It really
that
seems
I
like,
agree with. Now that's the first.
Okay, well, he's
I
out
agree
to
with.
sell himself. Come